warm welcome to you, and it's nice to have you join us on a new episode of Enterprise Morning on Enterprise Television for this week. I am Henry Igwe BK, and in a bit we'll be going to our newspaper headlines to see what we have for you this morning, and after that, in the GV would be our main conversation also for today. Please do well to visit our website at www.enterprisetvnews.com. Like, subscribe, and drop your comments respectfully on our social media platforms at Enterprise TV 7. With me today in the studios to peruse on what we have for you on our newspaper headlines is Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid. He is a barrister at law and also public affairs a commentator. Good morning to you, Barrister, and welcome to a brand new week today.
Good morning, Andy. Thank you.
Welcome. It's been a while.
It's been a while. It's a Nigerian situation.
We missed you,
Nigerian
honestly. Well, disruptions and all.
Yeah.
As well. Thank you so very much for making out time to be part of our show today. Right, so quickly, let's start off our show today with the first daily we have on the Punch newspaper. And we have it, the bickering, of course, is happening in Port Harcourt, that's Rivers State, and the chief of staff to Rivers government, Edison Ehia, has alleged that he was offered money to impeach Governor Siminalayi Fubara. He, however, did not disclose the identity of those who offered him money. But during an address in a rally in Ahuda, east area of the state, the former factional Speaker of the State House of Assembly disclosed the purported plot to impeach the governor, eliciting applause from the crowd that were gathered on that particular rally. Barrister Tunji, let's talk about this. You are a barrister. I don't know, how do you see this? Do you think we should take that seriously? Or do we need to investigate on that particular submission by here?
Thank God you are a journalist. The ball is in your course to investigate. You can venture into that, investigative journalism. But anyways, on the serious note, you see, the River State drama still continues, and it will continue until we align with law. If we don't go by what the law says, and we try to look for a solution by way of what they call political solution or whatever they call it, we will continue to have this drama. The impunity and power play that I see in River State is uncalled for. And that's why we are where we are today in this country. We don't respect our law. We don't respect our constitution. We just want to use, especially those in power, they want to use our position to influence whatever they want to influence and get whatever they want to get. They want to be bigger than the state. So in that regard, you see that what you said is normal in politics. That's the way they play it in politics. And that's why you see they tag some people as master strategies. They start some people as being rigid and being very tough. Some people call themselves white lion, but now they're now white chicken. So that's what you see when they are in power. Everybody wants to use that power to lay on everybody. So, and if you say that he has been over money, for me, the little I know in politics, it's not impossible. Unfortunately, in Nigeria, we are a country where we don't give full detail of information of what I want to give. We only tell a general story and then leave it for people to guess and to also suspect what is there. So I don't know exactly who offered him. But your guess can be my. If you put 1 + 1 together and 2 + 2 together, you may likely know those who are likely to be behind. But since, in as much as did not mention anybody, it will not be proper for us here to be assuming what we don't know.
What is not.
So, but for me, it's not unlikely to happen. That is Nigerian politics for you. That's why they do it. Once you have and that's why they fight and to control people who occupy position. Those who call themselves a lead. If you want to be a godfather or leader in this country, you must be able to control the members of the House of Assembly in your state. You must be able to be in charge of the governor. If you can't do that, you can't be a godfather. So, and that's what we're seeing now. So people who believe that probably the governor has not failed in his promise or did not or disappointed them the way Amana has changed, probably may want to do that. So for me, it's not unlikely. It's normal in politics. When I say normal in Nigerian context, we see it as a normal way of politics because we say politics in Nigeria is dirty. And most times I say it's not the politics that is dirty. It's the people that are playing it. that are dirty.
Yeah, because you have often insinuated on this show, that godfatherism is not bad in its entirety. You've often said where it becomes an issue is when the godfather, supposed godfather, is beginning to they become a honcho, form of domineering in his ways. So don't you think that is already what is playing out in River State now?
Yeah, definitely, godfatherism is part of it. In other words, the control of governors, River State pause is part of the problem that we have in River State. That's why I say power play. Who want to be in charge? You see, sincerely speaking, the governor of River State today, without the support of Mr. Yoson Wike, the former governor then, and the FCT minister now, is not in the position to win that ticket. Talk less of even contesting the election.
In fact, they said he would have still remained a level 14 civil servant if he didn't get the opportunity given to him by
It may not even get to that level 14 because everything in Nigeria is about influence, it's about connections, it's about whatever they want to use this for. So for me, we have to acknowledge that because of our system, because of the way our system runs, it's not the people that elect you. It is the godfather that do the selection, and then the people will not follow. You can see that those who are against the governor at the time, they were now supporting him. They were against him. They were being told that they said we have been told that he was being imposed on them. But today they are the same set of people who are rallying around the governor, and they want to fight a particular enemy. So for me, the governorism in Nigeria, in everywhere in the world, is allowed. What they call governor is mentor. Somebody, but the kind of mentor we have in this country is that we have people who see it as a business. They want to invest in you and ensure that they guide you, control you, and everything that happens they want to determine it. And that's the kind of governance that we have here. The one we have here is not mentor. Those who want to take issue as a pawn to control whatever, to get whatever they want to get. So for me, I see what is happening in River State. It will still continue. My worry is that people of River State will suffer.
Definitely.
Because the governance will stand still. Not because as it is today now, no governance is not going on. And the fight is not even about governance. It's not about why are you not providing water, why are you not providing electricity, why are you not providing health center, it's not about that. It's about who is in charge. Whether take it or leave it. It's about how the life of the survivor of the structure. I own the structure. You cannot take it away from me. You cannot destroy my structure. That's what they are fighting for. It's unfortunate.
Very true.
It's unfortunate.
All right. So, still on the Punch newspaper for today, the big story here says electricity tariff hike. Labour demands reversal as protest begins today. NLC TUC orders to picket NAC offices. Discourse in 36 states. And on the top strip of the same newspaper, National Assembly gets new tax report September. And still on River State, Fubara pro-Wike lawmakers clash over relocation. Barrister Tunji, let's talk about picketing of by the NLC. I do not know, the first time I actually heard that particular word was when the NLC invaded on the office of the Labour Party, and they said that they picketed the office. And right now it's repeating itself now. What they are trying to do now is invade the offices of the ministry, the discourse and all. I don't know, when is this becoming a norm? Why is this becoming a norm?
Yeah, because we are a country where the only language, particularly the government, only has to do with government, because as it is now, take it or leave it, the government is with discourse, because without the government in support of discourse, that increment cannot happen. And in fact, it was even done by the agency of the government, because the discourse on their own cannot announce any increment in tariff. It must be by what's it called, NEC, and then that was NERC or whatever they call it. So you see, the only language they understand in this country is protest or strike. Government don't listen to you until you do that. You want to shut down the country or the state or whatever. But unfortunately, the kind of labor we have today, they are not scaring. They are not scaring. People don't scare. They're not worried about their threat to go on strike. They now see them like a toothless bulldog who can only bark but cannot do anything. So because there are so many threat of strike or protest has been made, and none of them has yielded any positive results. But today or tomorrow now, they start their picketing or whatever, they will be called to a meeting in Abuja, and then the next thing we hear is we have suspended the protest, or we have suspended our activities in that regard, pending the discussions. And the other time, you won't hear any discussion again. So that I thought they should have learned from the past and then know that, look, this idea of suspend and let's talk is just a way of buying time, and then nothing will happen. So for me, I don't think most Nigerians take labor seriously in terms of what they want to do. Let's wait and see. They have the right to do that under the law. They have the right to picketing. What they are doing is not illegal. So, and if they are doing it in as much as they are not causing violence and there's no violence, it's in line with the law, and they need to do something. We can't fold our hands and say we cannot do anything. A lot of things have been happening in this country lately, and the government is going away with it without us saying anything. Starting from the subsidy removal, subsidy is gone. FS problem at the policy. Yes. The issue of tariff now and some other things. Yes. And then we are still folding our hands and say it will be better, it will be better. We can't get in that way.
Very true.
We need to take steps. It's about action, not about just talking.
Very true.
We have been talking, but we are not following action.
Very true.
So probably that's the action the Labour want to put into it.
They feel is the best at this time. So let's go on to the Daily Trust newspaper. And the big story here says that tenants are grown as Abuja landlord increase rent. And the writer here says property owners blame high cost of building materials, developers seek signing of real estate bill. On the top strip of the same newspaper, we have Tinubu won't allow anyone frustrate Rivers government. And that's coming from the presidency. And also we have citizens to cry new taxes as federal government entices investors with a waiver. Barrister Tunji, let's talk about this issue. You are in the PDP. Your presidential candidate, Atiku Abubakar, once said via his ex-handle that you cannot, as he's referring to the administration of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that they cannot bring in investors via propaganda. And do you think this particular story headline looks like a propaganda because it's saying that federal government is enticing investors with waiver? We've had this several times, and of course, there's no action afterwards. So do you think this is another form of propaganda, which Atiku Abubakar is saying won't in any way bring in investment in Nigeria?
You know, what I know is that this government has been giving us a lot of headline regarding investment, foreign investment in particular, but we have not seen any. So in that regard, Alhaji Atiku will be correct to say, look, it's just a mere headline or propaganda. You cannot get foreign investors when your home is not properly laid. We don't have a proper foundation in this country for now for investors to come in. We are not even encouraging them. The recent demolition of a landmark is an example of that can send away investors from the company, from the country. That a government can just wake up one day, all your investment for years will just go because of certain unplanting or thing they want to do.
National interest.
In the name of that. So the government is not following up with he wants to invest, he wants foreign investors to come into the country, but they are not, they are also taking steps that will discourage people. Our policies are not stable. We have a policy that is not stable. Today you make a pronouncement, tomorrow it will be reversed. Next tomorrow you will do another one. The people will talk, it will be reversed. That will not give confidence to whoever wants to invest. No matter how much waiver you want to give them, they will feel insecure because security is key in business. And apart from that security, again, they must also be sure that if there's any problem, they can go to court and they will get a result from court. They are not sure of that. No, but they don't have confidence that even the government, if the judgment is against the government, they will obey it. Because there are so many other of course that the government has failed to obey. So we are taking steps that will not encourage investors to come. More importantly, is the environment conducive? As far as I'm concerned, the environment is not conducive. You can see the electricity. I was listening to a program this morning, and I've been told that an hospital is being served with a bill of 25 million naira per month for month electricity consumption. Because what kind of business are they? How much are they making?
Because they were sandwiched to band A.
Okay, so band A means that you must want to keep my business, because if you are taking 25 million naira per month, that means that those they must be making like hundreds of millions in a month. Otherwise, they won't be able to do anything. So you see, the security situation is also there. There's no way any serious investor will want to come into a country where it's not sure of security. The security has been our problem in this country, and we have not been able to resolve it. This government in particular is not doing much, or it's not showing that it's doing much in terms of fighting this corruption the security situation that we're talking about. So if you don't make the environment conducive, no matter what you want to dangle at them to come and invest, they may not buy it, and your policy must be stable.
All right. Yes, I know we've gone past this, but this particular headline still on the Daily Trust newspaper. Tinubu won't allow anyone frustrate Rivers government that's coming from the presidency. Do you think this is a shot at Yeltsin Wiki? Because there's no one else who is trying to frustrate the government, if not him. So if this is coming from the presidency, do you think this is not a direct shot at the man who made it possible for His Excellency to be where he is today?
The government must do something. A federal government that wants to call him, that is seen as the father of all, must wave in when there is a fight somewhere, and he wants to be seen as being a neutral. That is it. That's what I see in that statement. That statement for me, I won't take it anywhere. It's just a mere statement that may not even be followed by any action. So if it's true, have you seen them call the minister to order? Have you seen them ask the minister not to stop what he's doing? Do you see not the same presidents that called them together and then handed over each agenda that favors one person to them? So for me, it's a mere statement by the government to just be seen as not folding his hand, and then they're just not supporting anybody. For me, it will not be followed by any action.
All right.
It's just a mere statement.
Okay, quickly, let's finally go to Vanguard newspaper for today. And to wrap up our show, the big story here says the manufacturing export limits as revenue drops 166% to 778 billion naira. And the writer here says World Bank blames for poor logistics, weak infrastructure for the reason. And the sub-writer here says Manufacturing Association of Nigeria exporters seek government intervention. On the top strip of the same newspaper, Okuama Ewu, Delta government residents may clash over villagers' refusal to accept IDP camp sites. Barrister Tunji. Still on Okuama, residents are saying they want to go to the IDP camps that has been made available for them by the Delta state government. Do you think it's a good rejection on the part of the residents of Okuama, knowing what has been done to the community?
Well, I've been told nothing has been done to the community, that the community is safe, and that no property was destroyed, nothing, that everything is intact, and the only thing that happened was that they keep people and then they were looking for them, that they are committed. So I don't know why the need for IDP.
Yes.
Is that to confirm that there are destruction?
Yes, of course. We've had that severally on the last
there are deniers, and
that was total destruction.
This is why whenever a government or agency of government says anything in this country, I look at it in a way that I don't always trust them and believe them. But at the end of the day, you realize that what they call rumor, or what they call uninformed information, become correct. So this is, if that is because they deny this, that nothing happened, that it was just a make-up a story by some people, and that nothing has happened. So if you are asking them to go to IDP, it shows that it's a confirmation that that has happened. And for me, they know the reason why IDP is not a good place to go in this country, because you'll be abandoned, you'll become destitute. That's what they do. Don't let people who enjoy that kind of IDP are those who they call repentant criminals. But those who the victims are always are found they will be abandoned in that people who have their houses, who are living well, will not be staying somewhere like destitute. For me, I think if they have alternative, they may reject it. If they have the alternative, if there's no alternative, then they have no choice. But if they can provide, if they can get any other alternative, so be it. Right? The government has done its part by providing a alternative for them. So if they believe that they have any other better option that they can go, they can do it. IDP is not a bad thing, but in Nigeria, the way we do it or we operate it is like We just put them there and then abandon them and see them like people who don't even, who are destitute, who don't even have anywhere to. For me, people will not be encouraged to go to IDP in this country.
All right, that's all we have for newspaper headlines today. I'd love to say thank you to Barrister Tunji Abdulhamid for being part of our show. Thank you so very much, sir.
Thank you.
And if you may, we would oblige you if you have the time. Maybe you hang around for our main conversation if you may. Okay. All right, so that's all we have. And so when we return, soldiers protest overcrowded cells, poor feeding in Sokoto. That in a bit. When we come back, please don't go anywhere.